Hey guys and ghouls, welcome back to the Cozy Ghost. I'm your host October, and welcome back to Cooking Companions. Let's just get right started. Some things are a little interesting, a little odd, but let's see how it goes. Good morning, everyone. Again, Gregor? Can't you let us sleep in? Not today. Why? Storm clouds are gathering outside. We need to find some food before it begins to downpour. Gregor, you're overreacting. We have enough food to last us a while. Enough food? I thought we used most of the supplies for last night's dinner. He's right. The meal you made was delicious, but it used a lot of what we had. Gregor is also correct. Precipitation is unusually high in this area, with many areas being high risk for flooding. It'd be foolish to not go out and look for food today. You really think it'll flood? Thankfully, the cabin's on high ground, but that doesn't mean we're safe from floodwaters. It's always a possibility, so it can't hurt to be prepared. You're losing it, Gregor. Karen! There's nothing to worry about. I think Gregor's right, Karen. Huh? It won't hurt to prepare for the worst. Ugh. I think she's right, Karen. Fail to prepare, prepare to fail. Anatoly, let's go out and prepare for the storm. Foraging should be a key priority today. There are plenty of edible foods, and it has better odds than trying to hunt. Give me a few minutes and I'll plot out our route in some paper. Let me help, little guy. Tali and Gregor head to the bedroom to consult the map. Mariah and Karen are still hanging around. I'm going to talk to Mariah. Mariah is paging through some of the books on the bookshelf. You walk over to her. There are some great books here. Which one is your favorite? The romantic one. Oh yeah? I read a few random pages. Seems pretty melodramatic. Why is everyone crying all the time? You shrug. Maybe the ending redeems it, but from what I've read, this book is hot garbage. Sorry. Mara looks pretty disappointed in your answer. There are definitely some better books you could be reading. I'll give you my list of recommendations later. You hear a cheer from the other room. Sounds like the two are wrapping up their meeting. Gregor and Anatoly come back from their meeting. Gregor is blushing slightly. Hey, can you cook something while we're out? You nod. Thank you. Alright everyone, we have our route now. Let's beat those rain clouds. The group leaves, determined as ever. You have the cabin all to yourself. What's that noise? Sounds like it's coming from the kitchen. Huh? Radio? What's going on with that radio? You didn't even notice it on the ground when you walked in. Did somebody leave this radio here? It looks newer than anything you've seen before. Seems to be broken. Better hold on to this. You got the strange radio. Before you cook dinner, what should you check out? Let's inspect the kitchen. You have nothing better to do, so you decide to talk to the Chompettes. That's not what I meant.
Hello! Good to see you again. Onion. Thought you abandoned us. Why are you trying to fool them? Go ahead and make those meals you enjoy so much. Raspberry. No thanks. That vegetable stew? Gross. You already stunk up the cabin last night. Spare us a repeat. Onion. It almost smelled as bad as you, Stinky. Almost. Aren't you going to give them the recipe, Onion? I guess. Hey, ever notice these four humans don't give you any recipes? Those monsters. That's why you should spend more time with us. Right?
Of course.
I have the perfect recipe for you today. It'll make the kitchen smell nice afterwards, and it'll impress dinner guests.
You received the borscht.
Don't burn down the cabin making it, okay?
You nod.
Don't be a stranger. Chompettes, mosey out.
You shut the drawer and wait for the others to return back. Mariah's back early today. Hey, the others are still looking for food outside, and I totally found some more berries, but nothing that'll feed all of us. Please don't tell the others, but I'm a little worried about our supplies. I crunched the numbers, and we don't have enough food, even with rationing, to last if there's a big storm and we get stuck here. Mariah seems disappointed in your inventory management. Can you try cooking with a little less this evening? You nod. Thank you. You've done such a great job with meals so far. You're very sweet. Is Mariah blushing a little bit? Mariah will remember that. Your relationship is stronger.
Maybe you can teach me to cook sometime. You nod. Looking forward to it. Hey, you could hold cooking classes here someday.
Rudely interrupting a tender moment, the others burst into the cabin. Don't be so down, everyone. We've got tons of good berries. Jam is so bland without any sugar. Do you have any sugar? You shake your head sadly. Yikes. Turn that frown upside down, Karen. Who knows what tomorrow will bring? Not smiling for you, Gregor.
Eek, you missed out. The sunset was really tremendous on our way back. Hues of orange, red, even a little purple poking out. Red sky at night, sailor's delight. Red sky in the morning, sailors take warning.
So we can expect a sailor's delight tomorrow? That's awesome! You're such an optimist, big guy. We must have walked a few miles today. Gorgeous sights. You could even see snow on the tips of the mountains. Rumble sounded like a dying calf. From person to person, trying to determine who it was. Oh, it was definitely Mariah.
Mariah? I'd recognize that sound from anywhere. Gah! Guilty!
Mariah looks embarrassed, but the group laughs at her honesty. Except for you. You search your mind for something to say, but all you can think of is an old riddle. Those who have it do not want it. Those who have it least succeed. Those who have it for too long perish. When you feed it, it gets smaller. What am I? Dust? Try again, big guy. Everyone is pondering the answer. Mariah's face lights up.
I got it. Is it hunger?
Correct. Yeah, I was gonna guess that. So, what's on the menu tonight, chef? Bread and jam. You crush the berries in your small mortar and pestle, spreading it on some crusty bread. You cooked raspberry jam and bread. The bread's a little tough.
Gregor, don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
But this homemade jam is to die for. Sorry.
No, you're right, Gregor. This bread stinks.
Mariah! Everybody laughs. You're not sure this could be called a meal. But I got the job done. Everyone thanks you for dinner and heads off to sleep. You go to bed wishing you had more. You have a strange dream. Something is riding on your back. And it's becoming a nuisance. You try to see it in the mirror, but you can't get a good look at it. You try almost everything, but it won't get off. The pain between your shoulder blades is getting worse by the minute. You wander away from the cabin, stumbling by a river to soak your pain in cool water. You didn't want things to come to this, but you've exhausted all other options. You swim out to the middle. Rocks on the bottom cut your feet. You slip and fall to your knees. You lean back, trying to submerge the thing under the waters. But it won't drown. It won't drown. It won't drown. You splash frantically, plunging your head beneath the water. The current takes you downstream. You try swimming to the shore, but it's no use. Water fills your mouth and nostrils. After a minute, you stop struggling against the current. As you gaze up at the sky, you feel it leaving your back, drifting into the sky as you sink to the bottom. As you take your last gasp, you see what was on your back staring into your eyes, but you don't even have the air in your lungs to scream. You wake up in a cold sweat. What the fuck? What? Wake up! Sorry, but you were making strange noises in your sleep. What's going on, Gregor? Did the lightning wake you up? Woke me up. Tried to fall back asleep, but it's so loud. Oh, let's just get back to sleep and talk about this in the morning. Everyone nods in agreement and gets back to bed. Except for you. Can't fall back asleep. You still have goosebumps from the nightmare. Karen's snoring is louder than a sawmill. You find it very loud and very distracting. You don't sleep a wink. Everyone is now up and awake in the cabin. You hear the front door open quickly and slam shut, and Atoli sounds petrified. I looked out the door, and we're completely surrounded by floodwaters. Looks like sailing to take warning was more appropriate for today. Maybe it'll clear up tomorrow. You can't steal big guy's optimism, Karen. Why the hell not? That's all he has going for him. Eck! He's also good at chopping wood, though. Knock it off, you two. Mariah, do you think it'll clear up tomorrow? I give it a 27% chance of clearing up tomorrow. Based on what? I was bored stiff, so I read a book on local precipitation levels for the last 20 years in the living room. Sounds like you're stealing Anatoly's thunder. Anatoly, you're a book nerd, right? Why didn't you read it? I couldn't make it past the cover. Is that right? Yes. That bookshelf has some great books on artisan crafting and natural sciences. Why let them sit there gathering dust? How did you arrive at 27% chance of it clearing up tomorrow? It's easy. Take the time of year, multiply it by a factor of... Mariah begins to explain meteorology to you. She isn't dumbing any of this down. It's similar to equals 0, where... So the first thing you need to understand, minutes of explanation feel like hours. You look over at Anatoly. He's listening intently to Mariah. So intently he hasn't blinked yet. You can see his eyes drying up. A tear rolls down one of his cheeks. This is brutal to watch. Mariah finally wraps up her lecture. She ends with a bow. Nobody claps. Tough crowd. Mariah, that was awe-inspiring. You lost me a few minutes in, but it's okay. I didn't understand a word of it. Yeah. Anatoly turns to you. Anyway, there's no telling how long this will last. We can't leave the cabin until these floodwaters stop. I know our food situation's a little tight, but I know you'll make the right decisions. I believe in you. Me too. Looks like we have enough leftover berries from our bread and raspberry jam. I'll pass on the jam. Just give me more crusty bread. Everyone laughs, except for you. With everyone stranded in the cabin, you need to keep everyone fed and happy. You sneak out to the kitchen while everyone's still talking. You get out some crusty bread and get to work making some jam. With the kitchen to yourself, you decide to check in on the Chompettes.
Hello! Don't worry, as leader of the Chompettes, I'll make sure none of the humans know about us.
None of the humans? But I'm human.
That big guy would try eating me like an apple, so definitely don't tell them about us. Huh? Are your plans going awry? Huh? Got another cornbread classic for you. Did you hear about the bread maker's bakery burning down? No? Her business is now toast. No one's been done to death. Do you know how raspberry and milk were introduced?
Tell her no.
Raspberry! Milk! Shake!
You let out an audible groan. Did cornbread teach you that one?
Nope, wasted an entire day thinking about that terrible pun. It was well worth the time and effort, Raspberry. Maybe you'll win the annual Chompette comedy competition this year. Raspberry! Of course! Not while I'm here.
I want Choke on stage this year. Isn't that every year, Bread?
We still talk about that closing line, Bread. You're going to do great this year. Anyways, don't even think of eating us if you're hungry. Chompettes stick together through thick and thin. Raspberry! Rain or shine.
Feast and famine. Tito, I swear to God, repeat the line or we're locking you up again. Life or death.
That's right. Chompettes, move out.
Okay. Chompettes somehow manage to close the door on themselves. You bring the crusty jam and bread into the living room. Karen interrupts you as you bring in the food. Took you long enough? Karen looks at the 2 slices of bread left and the mason jar of raspberry jam. There's mold on these last 2 slices of bread. Karen is right. What the hell is the matter with you? You grip the knife tightly in your hand. You think this is enough for 5 of us? Well, wait, we can't throw this bread away. It's all we have left. Gregor's right. Anatoly, will mold spores give us food poisoning? I'm no scientist. Sorry. Let's pick off as much mold as we can. We can't leave the floodwaters, so this will have to last us another day. Everyone grimly nods, ripping apart their piece like a pack of wolves. Gregor seems to unhinge his jaw and eat it in one bite. He looks like a duck eating bread. Thanks again. Bread and jam isn't much of a meal, but it's more than we had when we left Ukraine. Plenty of rainwater outside, so at least we won't die of dehydration. But till the storm is over, nobody should leave the cabin. Should clear up if we just give it a chance. Anatoly, where are you getting that information from? One of the books on the bookshelf about the climate here? You're illiterate, so that's definitely a lie. I've seen him reading. Little guy's been studying. I'm serious. He pretends to read those books because he wants us to think he's smart, but I can tell he's just staring at the page, faking it. What do you think? Anatoly doesn't know what his weather conditions from a hole in the ground. Karen's correct. You're funny. I keep pretending with those books, Anatoly. Brutal, Karen. Found an old picture book in the living room, Anatoly. Let me know if you want it, small fry. Karen! Karen smiles at you. I guess let's call it a day. Yeah. Sure. Everyone shuffles off to their sleeping areas. 6 minutes later. I'm glad you called out Anatoly's bluff. You continue to impress. It's a shame Anatoly's sleeping in the same bedroom. I should have never let him be the one to share with me. But what if it was just me and you? I'm sure we could study and squeeze a few novels in before bed. Well, we'll have to see if we can kick him out at some point, right? Oh, you'll have to tell me about the anatomization of the book on the bookshelf. Really cool pictures in there. Karen looks like she has a crush on you. Let me know if you're ever free for a lesson, okay? Can she not read either? Karen walks away looking very happy. You're definitely sure Karen will remember that. Your relationship is stronger. You get ready for bed and put a blanket on. You go to sleep very hungry. You don't dream the entire night, but you sleep through everyone waking up.
And that's how fast a deer could run if startled.
Whoa. Incredible. Impressive. I wish we had a deer here. With the food getting lower, let's just skip today's meal. No! It's only for one day. Various cultures and religions have practiced fasting throughout history. That doesn't make us feel any better, Anatoly. What options do we have? Our food wasn't rationed properly. Anatoly leaves, mumbling to himself. So passive-aggressive of him. Everyone goes to a separate area. Karen in the bedroom, Gregor in the living room, Mariah in the kitchen, and Anatoly in the bathroom. Who do you want to speak to? Converse with Anatoly. Ick! I'm done using the bathroom. Sorry, I must have been daydreaming. Anatoly looks at you oddly. Do you ever daydream? You bet. Of course. It's a natural way to fill in gaps of boredom. And what do you daydream about? Cooking? You nod. Yeah, I thought so. I can tell that you have a history with cooking. So, you can tell Anatoly is struggling with small talk. What's the best thing you've ever cooked? The vegetable stew from earlier. Really? Are you being sarcastic? That vegetable stew wasn't very good. Sorry. Maybe Anatoly's right. The vegetable stew is pretty bad. Anyways, I'll let you get to business here. That couldn't have ended more awkwardly. Maybe cornering people in the bathroom is a bad idea? You head back to the others. Everyone looks pretty down this evening. Wish the rain would just stop. We're all doing great. Must be almost at the end of this nightmare. I'm so hungry. Me too. You are too. Wish everyone a good night and get ready for bed. You go to bed with a growling stomach. You have a strange dream. A boy is yelling at you in the kitchen. You keep telling him to lie down on the tray, but he keeps shaking his head, calling you names. So you do it. You lie down on the tray and make your body as flat as a board. You show him how it's done. His anger turns to courage, and he pushes you into the oven. As the stench of burning hair fills your lungs, you see him staring back at you. You wake in a cold sweat. Oh my god. Okay. gonna have to end this episode here. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, hit that like button, subscribe, do all the things that you'd like to support this channel. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye!